news after a shooting today where Anchorage police killed a man. We have team coverage seeing what's going on right now and hearing from police on what they say happened. First, Georgina Fernandez at the scene of the shooting.
Rebecca, we've been here at the scene since 2 o'clock, and as you can see behind me, there are still officers here right now, and that yellow tape all here. Now I'm going to step aside so you can get a closer look. Now, Tudor has been shut down for a few hours right now near the McDonald's and Subway, and we've been speaking to people today who have described this as a really emotional scene. One man tells us he actually knew the individual who was shot and tells us that this is really hard for him to see today. As well as we've talked to one business today who tells us they had an interaction with a man earlier today who tells us he was inside their establishment and would appear to be having a mental breakdown. Now, we have also heard from people today who say they heard gunshots, while others tell us they thought this was just a car accident. Now, this is a busy road with several businesses around here, and we talked to one person who said they thought they didn't hear anything and that this is just regular traffic that you see in the area. Now, we'll give you guys more coverage as this continues to break. More tonight at 6. Rebecca?
Lauren Maxwell is live at police headquarters. Lauren, what do we know?
Well, we have a press conference with Chief Sean Case that's just concluded, and this is what he told us. He sort of outlined what happened. He said a little bit after 1 o'clock, they got at least 13 calls from people saying there was a man jumping in and out of traffic on Tudor Road, brandishing a handgun. Some of the callers said he pointed it at their vehicle as they passed. Others said they saw him pointing the gun at other people around. At one point, he jumped in front of a school bus that had to swerve to get out of the way. We understand now there were not any children there. Chief Case said that officers arrived on scene and the man was on the same side of the road as most of them were, but at one point he started walking across Tudor and came very close to another officer that had just pulled up in his patrol car and exited. Now, that's the officer that ordered the suspect to take his hand off the gun, and apparently was not the person did not comply. We're told that that officer then shot the man about 5 times, and he was pronounced dead at the scene in the middle of the road. Now, Police Chief Case reflected on the high number of officer-involved shootings that we've had in the last few months.
I think when I think about the officer-involved shootings, not just that we had this year, but also the ones that we had last year, and I often think about not just the officers that are impacted. We have a significant number of officers that have either been directly or indirectly involved with officer-involved shootings. I think about the neighborhoods that have been spread throughout town and the various communities, just the sheer number of people that this has impacted, and some of the violent activity that we've seen in Anchorage. And those things they're concerning to me.
And this is the 3rd officer-involved shooting in Anchorage this year and the only fatal one. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's News Source.